Bonus Daily. Let's get to Sonic the Hedgehog, which came out in 2020. It's directed by Jeff Fowler, stars Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, Jim Carrey, Taika Sumter, not a lot of other big names. And the synopsis is after discovering a small, blue, fast hedgehog, a small town police officer must help him defeat an evil genius who wants to do experiments on him. So, I never really played Sonic the Hedgehog games when I was growing up. I was never really around people who were playing it, so I was aware of it, but I never really sat down and played it myself. And I have only played little bits and pieces over the years, but I'm always up for a video game adaptation in Hollywood, and even though most of them are bad, I'm still usually excited and will give them a chance. And the fact that this was a bit of a return for Jim Carrey as well, I was excited about that. And I think just kicking things off, I like it. It is one of those movies that's somewhere right in the middle where it's just serviceable enough, just elevated enough to where I would be happy that they made 3, 4, 5, however many movies. Because I do think that, and I'll try and review the second one at some point as well. I think the second one is just a little bit better. And so I'm hoping that they continue to just get better and better and better and better. I'm not expecting any masterpieces here, but I feel like there's a chance that that will happen. I'm hoping so, at least. And the first one, though, I don't think it's as bad as some people say. I don't think there's anything in this one where I'm like, that was amazing, or this was so funny. This action sequence blew me away. There's nothing really like that, but as far as animated movies go, I enjoyed it, and it kept me pretty engaged, and the look of Sonic I really, really like. I think the animation is awesome. I think Ben Schwartz is perfect as Sonic for the voice. James Marsden is always awesome. I love seeing him in everything. He's a great character actor, and I do really enjoy Jim Carrey. I don't know if it's his best work of his career in terms of his very eccentric, over-the-top characters, but I really like the design of him. I think overall the performance is very enjoyable, and that's something that I always look forward to in terms of the flow of the movie. I always liked when he got back on screen, and I think James Marsden does a decent job of making us believe he's actually talking to a hedgehog in terms of the realism and the performance. Like, I feel like there's an actual conversation happening there. It doesn't feel too false. So all that works. The overall story, it's nothing amazing. It's pretty average, and it definitely takes some stuff from E.T. amongst other things, but I'm not going in expecting some crazy story for a movie like this. Maybe that's wrong to do, but I don't really mind if the story is lacking, because it moves along pretty quickly. It's not too long. The soundtrack and score are solid. There's not a whole lot of plot, thankfully. It maybe gets a little bogged down every once in a while, but I do like also Sonic's kind of bucket list activities that he wants to do with James Marsden and doing all those things. And there are a few funny moments, a few touching moments here and there. So all of this, what I'm saying, is not like high praise, clearly, and I guess I'm maybe stretching a little bit of it, but I feel like there were a lot of people who were really hating on it, and I don't know what they were expecting necessarily. I would love the movie to be better. Like, I don't want it to be average, but I certainly am maybe a little bit of a defender of it, and it did help that I saw the second one, and I like that one a little bit more, as I mentioned, so I'm hopeful. I think that with a game like this, there's a lot of possibilities for what you can do with the story and the characters. And so, since Jeff Fowler, who directed this one, he also did the second one, and he's also doing the third one, I'm hoping that that isn't a restriction in terms of maybe having different creative voices and ideas in there, but also quite possibly it may allow him to be like, all right, I've done 2 of these so far. These are the issues that we've had, whether it's critics, fans, or myself. Maybe let's try and do this for the third one. Let's try and get it right third time. Third time's the charm. I don't know if that's the mentality, but I could see that if that was me in that position. So maybe it's a good thing he's doing all 3 and possibly more after that. And being a not as much a gamer now, but having grown up loving video games and still having a big appreciation for them, all kinds, I'll always have a soft spot for this sort of movie. And it's one that you could watch with your family, but it's also just one I think you could watch on your own if you're 30-year-old like me. So that is a 3 out of 5.